So it's time for my dream analysis. I figure I have to put up a dream and analyze it in order to get the students to do it too. So here's a go. I dreamt that I was hanging out, doing some work in the office next to our psychology classroom. Anyhow, Mr. Kirsch was in the classroom and he was chilling with the members of none other than U2. So I'm dreaming this whole thing and I hear Bono, he starts singing New Year's Day. But he was singing it a cappella. And I thought, wow, U2's here. That's really interesting. Cool how Mr. Kirsch is hanging out with them. So I peeked into the room and I see Bono hanging out in the back of the room. But it was weird because his room was completely blank in terms of the walls. It was all just a light blue and there was nothing else painted on the walls. But anyhow, I peeked around the corner, I saw Bono in the back of the room. And I said, hey Bono, I saw you guys playing at the Rosemont Horizon back in 1987 when I was in high school. I went with a friend of mine who had just gotten out of rehab. And it was his first time doing anything social, being out of rehab. And I said that to Bono, and he kind of looked at me like, yeah. And then that was it. And then I woke up. Oh yeah, part of the story is, I remember telling Bono that my friend had passed away about 10 years ago. We've been out of high school maybe 10 or 15 years, and nobody knows why he passed away. The family didn't reveal it, it didn't come out in public, so it's really strange. So, in terms of dream analysis, I'm thinking, what theory applies to that weird dream? Anyhow, in terms of the dream analysis, let's jump into Freud's wish fulfillment theory, I guess. So what I just told you, that's the manifest content, basically. But the latent content, the underlying meaning of the dreams. Now, Freud was big into sex and aggression. I don't really know where that ties in here so much. So I don't think Freud's wish fulfillment theory is really something that I could apply to this dream. So let's think of another theory. So then maybe I'm thinking, maybe it's the activation synthesis theory that I can apply to this dream. Activation synthesis basically means just random kind of neurological activity stemming from the brain stem, and my brain, the cortex, is somehow trying to make sense of all this activity, and so it formulates it into a story. I think that might be right. Perhaps it was just random activity, and my brain just kind of put a story together. Or maybe the dream was a manifestation of the cognitive development, perhaps, that I'm going through. Now, in my family and some friends of mine, there have been deaths recently. And so perhaps this story leading from U2 all the way to me contemplating my friend's mysterious demise somehow was a part of the cognitive development that I'm going through right now in trying to deal with my mortality, or perhaps the mortality of those that I love. To put it all together, to conclude, I think that this dream was really interesting, and I'm not really quite sure how to analyze it. All I know is it's probably something to do with me trying to make sense and understand mortality and life and what it means to me. Thanks for watching.